gave me 8.
Oh, nice. So take 4. Give the other 4 to Oscar.
I'm just trying.
Or hand them to Casey and say, here, Casey.
No, I can do it easy.
Allie, could you pass that to Karen Beer behind you, please? Thank you. You can bring back the back page signed. If you're done, or if you're stuck, make sure you're talking to your partner. Billy Payton.
That's what I said. You want from again?
You guys already checked with each other?
It's like something my mom would say. That's why I thought it was weird. I enjoy seeing these.
Christina, did I ask you about homework?
No, you skipped us.
I'm sorry. Daniel, Christina, what do you got for homework? You had it? You can, call me on that, because I would have put it in as a 0, and then, Daniel, what you got?
I haven't finished it.
Okay, but you were absent Friday. Do you have Friday's homework?
Oh, shoot. No, I kind of completely spaced that out since I didn't even go to class.
Okay. Okay, make sure you get them done. All right. Oh, wait. I bet Karen Beer would like to be in here.
It's actually Karen.
Karen.
Yeah.
Karen Beer. Sorry. Can you print your name on here for me, please? Did you all say who? Because I said it wrong, but y'all actually knew who I was talking about? Oh. All right. Everybody say hi, Karen Beer.
Hi, Karen. His name.
Hi,
His nickname.
Oh.
Are you new to Meridian?
No, I've been going since like 6th grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some of these people, some of them then.
I don't know who he is.
I don't know.
All right. Emily, what did you do? Talk to us.
I don't know
At all?
at all.
How about your partner? Was she able to help you at all?
Nope. Don't bring me into this.
Well, we are partners, so then that's why if we're stuck, we talk, and maybe somebody has an idea, and maybe that reminds somebody else. And okay, but no, neither of you were sure on how to get started. All right, Oscar. What, Blake? Really? Oh my gosh. This is now starting to. Karanvir.
Yay.
You.
Okay, everybody's listening.
Yeah, I don't have anything, but he does. I just didn't understand what he was.
Peyton,
Yeah.
what did you do?
So I put it in that diamond thing.
The diamond thing. All right, so we got a box. We got a diamond. Guys, remember that the reason we call that a diamond is because the diamond problem starts out looking like this, and then after a while, we just leave out the outside part. Okay? Peyton, continue.
So I put 9 and then x squared on top
Right there and there?
in the diamond.
9x squared on top.
Yeah. And then 6x on the bottom.
Okay, let's pause right there for just a second. If you did not go to Meridian, then you might not recognize this at all. This is a strategy called generic rectangle and diamond problem. It was created by the people that write the curriculum, our algebra curriculum. A lot of curriculums don't use this. They've got other strategies. I don't care what strategy you use. You can use whatever you're comfortable with, okay? This one's easy to visualize is why they teach it this way. Because it's really, really easy to visualize. So, a couple quick reminders. We always put the squared term in the top left. We always put the constant term in the bottom right of our rectangle. What we're trying to figure out is what goes into these two boxes. Diamond problem looks like this. We got two numbers, x and y, and we multiply them together to go on top, and we add them together, and that goes on the bottom. So now, whoops, now I'm standing in front of it. So now, if I know the top and the bottom, I can figure out the two numbers that multiply to 9 and add up to 6. Peyton, continue.
So 3 plus 3 is 6, and then 3 times 3 is 9.
That makes sense? Which means that those two things now go into my rectangle. I put a 3x here, I put a 3x here, and now I've filled out the rectangle. Peyton, continue.
I'm lost after that.
All right, so here's where this gets interesting. Guys, do we agree that we can find area by multiplying length times width on a rectangle? Do we also agree that the area of a rectangle is however big the inside is?
Right.
The area of that little rectangle there is x squared. What's the length and the width have to be? X by x. The area of this little rectangle is 3x. X times something. What does the something have to be? 3. The area of this little rectangle is also 3x. It has a width of x and a height of, I don't know. How big does the height have to be? 3. And then as a quick double check to make sure that my numbers are right, the area of this is 9 and it is 3 times 3. Check, it worked. Now, think about the area of this rectangle. If I ignore the outside, do we agree that, oops, hang on. Do we agree that the area of this rectangle is x squared plus 6x plus 9? Yes? X squared plus 3x is plus 6x plus 9.
Yeah.
But that was my original expression. The area of this rectangle is also length times width, which is x plus 3 times x plus 3. This is the area length times width. This is the area as the sum of all the inside. Don't those two areas have to be exactly the same because they're the same rectangle? Which means that x squared plus 6x plus 9 could be written as x plus 3 times x plus 3. Okay? Guys, this was a major focus of algebra, even when you guys were taking it. But you were also in algebra the year you were all sent home halfway through March.
Yeah.
When I talk to the algebra teachers, what they've told me is that this should have been pretty emphasized the first half. So you should have seen it. And I'm not saying that means you should remember it right now. We will come back and we will talk more about this because it's going to be really important that you remember this. It's a good strategy. Okay? I will also say, make sure you continue to do your homework because these will pop up on the homework. And if you're doing the homework, then you're going to be getting more practice, which means that this will become sort of more and more second nature to be able to do. All right. Cool. So for now, there you go. You've got an example. Hopefully you copied all that down and you got an example written out in your notes. We will come back to this later because right now what I want to do is I want to talk about graphing calculators. So I am going to bring my graph. Oh, is everybody done with that?
Yeah.
Question? Yes. Make sure you just check out or sign out on your way, please. All right. I have a graphing calculator. And I'm not afraid to use it. Yeah. Did I tell you where I got my collection of graphing calculators? When I'm at garage sales and they've got TI-83 or 84 graphing calculators and they're pretty darn cheap, I buy them. 2 of those TI-83s I got for $10 each. There was 2 of them at a garage sale and they wanted $20 each. And I said, oh, that's great. I'm a teacher and I'll be able to use those in my classroom. And they were like, well, you know what? Since you're a teacher, they probably would have sat here all day for $20, and at the end of the day, we would have sold them to somebody for $10 each. So how about if you give us $10 each for them? It's like, yes, score. So yes, I collect them for just this reason. Okay. The green sheet that you have, the green sheet that you were given right at the end of Friday's class, that you took out and put in your truck, is basically a little recap of what we're going to talk about right now. So I want this in your notebook somewhere. You can put it in that little pocket if you got one with a pocket. Make sure you got it available and with you because you're going to need to access this to see exactly what to do on your graphing calculator. First thing, entering equations. Find a button that says y equals. Press it. Did we find it?
Yeah.
Anyone who hasn't found it, check with their partner.
Yay.
What? I just put batteries in all of these.
I turned it on and it said it just doesn't have the.
I think you tried charging them.
Sorry, I'm out of batteries. Yeah, that's totally not a graphing calculator. Yeah, put it in your backpack. Look at his.
I don't think that's it.
All right. Sorry. Did everybody find the y equals button? Why are you turned around every time I look over there, Casey? There's nothing for you back there. It's all up here. All right. Y equals. Guys, most of the main command buttons are right across here. This is for entering stuff. Your main commands for what we're doing are right across the top. So you push the y equals button and you got that. Oh, look. Sort of looks like somewhere where you might type in an equation. I want you to put x squared minus 3. X squared minus 3.
So,
X. By the way, shortcut. Everybody look up here. That button right there, you don't have to use alpha. You just push that button. It'll put in an x. X squared minus 3. Your screen should now look like this. Yeah, that's some stuff's going to be just slightly different, but that looks the same. All right, we all there? Anybody not there? As we're working our way through this, I want you checking your partner. As soon as you've typed it in, lean over, look at your partner's calculator. Make sure you both got the same thing. Now, when we are graphing an equation and we are looking in our notebook and we've got our equation and we're ready to graph, what do? We got to decide how big we want our scale to be, right? So we can draw a set of axes. So there's a shortcut here, which doesn't always help us, but it's a good place to start. We are going to tell it to do a 10 by 10 window. Negative 10 to 10, negative 10 to 10. And here's where you do it. Find the zoom key and push it. There's a key called zoom. Find it. When you find it, check with your partner. Make sure your partner found it.
Yes.
This is the screen you should have. Option number 6, zoom standard. We'll give you a minus 10 to 10 window in both directions. Choose it, hit enter. Or just hit number 6 and it'll take you right there. Zoom standard. Peyton Carnbeer can't see your computer because of the way you're holding it. Hi. Come on in. What you got?
When I cut it out, do I just cut out the square?
Yes, yeah. These are the problems you're going to do for homework, and this is what I want pasted into your notebook.
Okay.
Cool?
Okay, thank you.
You bet. All right, zoom standard. Here we go. Negative 10 to 10. Negative 10 to 10. Beautiful picture of a all right, parabola. Now we're going to have some errors. Let's talk about the errors that we might have. Error number 1. Invalid dimension. So here's what that means. We live in a 3-dimensional world. You have your calculator set to graph in 4 dimensions, which includes 3D plus time. Your calculator doesn't understand that because we're in a 3. I'm just totally kidding. That's totally not what this means. Invalid dimension means that the calculator has been told to create a scatter plot. Remember scatter plots where you take sets of points and you just plot them all on a graph and they look, there you got your data. Here's how you turn off a scatter plot. Everybody find the stat plot button. Stat plot. Find it.
Stat plot?
Stat plot. I'll give you a hint. It's in blue.
Oh, it's not.
And it's not actually on a button.
Second.
See, that's not.
How do you choose things that are blue? Second. If you're under TI-83, it's yellow. Here we go. Second, stat plot. Notice that you can put 3 stat plots on your screen at a time. Right now, you don't want to put any stat plots on your screen at a time. So you choose option number 4, plots off. Do it. When you choose it, it will say plots off. Guess what? You're not done yet. You need to hit enter. And when you hit enter, it will then say done. And now your plots are off. And if you push zoom standard, it will graph without saying error, mismatched dimension.
Where's the stack plot button?
It's above.
He showed you. I watched him show you. He reached over and pointed. It's right above the y equals.
I don't think Armadillo knows what he's talking about.
Second, y equals. See where it says stat plot right above y equals?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Can we all have that turned off?
Show me that showing up.
Okay.
There it is.
What's that? Did you hit enter? That.
Mine is showing like.
All right. Here's something you got to be careful on these calculators. Actually, I don't need this. I'll show you up on mine. Because we got somebody plugged in something different. They used the wrong key, and I'll show you what that looks like. So first of all, when I go to y equals, notice that I got x squared minus 3. I use the minus button, which is that one. See that little button down here? It's got a negative sign and a parentheses. Your calculator, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, distinguishes between subtract and make it a negative. If you type in x squared negative 3, it will assume that it wants you to take x squared and multiply it by negative 3. That's not how we deal with it in math classes. We always just say, look, a minus sign is a minus sign. So if you want to make something negative, use that. If you want to subtract something, use that. Okay? All right. I want everybody back to the graph. So you don't always have to go to zoom standard. You might not want to go to zoom standard. You might want to just graph. Find the button that says graph. It takes you to the same graph that you already made. The difference between zoom standard and graph is that zoom standard changed your window to be a negative 10 to 10. The graph button puts in whatever you have. So what if you don't want negative 10 to 10? You can change it. Everybody find the window button and press it. Window. Everybody found it? Right now, the window on my graph goes from negative 10 to 10 in the x direction. Hey, notice there's the negative sign, not the minus sign. It will give you an error if you put in a minus. Got to put in the negative sign. My graph goes from negative 10 to 10 in the x direction, x min to x max. Y min to y max, negative 10 to 10. Let's make this go up to 100. Everybody leave x min, x max, and y min the same. I want you to go to 100 in the y max direction and then push graph again. Whoa, dude. Oh yeah, no, go back up. So arrow up. Go to here. I want you to leave that. No, leave that one at 100. I want you to make this one negative 10. I want you to go back to negative 10 on that. There you go. Now hit graph. Does everybody have a graph that looks like this?
Yes.
Everybody notice how thick the y-axis is?
Yes.
So here's why. Because we went from negative 10 to 100, but we told her to put a tick mark every one. There are 110 tick marks on that line. Go back to window. Click window again. Notice the thing we didn't change. X scale, how often do you want there to be ticks in the X direction? Y scale, how often do you want there to be ticks in the Y direction? Change that to 10. Change Y scale to 10. Right here, Y scale 10. Hit graph again. Notice how you now have nice tick marks on your graph. Okay? Again, I think when you zoom standard, it resets Y scale because it resets the whole window. It resets it back to ones. So if you ever get lost in a graph and you just can't figure out what the heck's going on, hit zoom standard. Start over again. Okay? I'm going to hit zoom standard and see if it sets my tick marks back to 1. Boom. There it is. No, it doesn't matter. Okay. Last thing I need to show you. Table. Because you might want to have your calculator make you a table so you don't have to do all that calculation by hand. Find the button that says table. That's actually table set. Yours is just a user. There's one that just says table. You found it, Andrew?
Yeah.
Help her out.
I found it. Did you find it?
Everyone found it?
I found the table.
Everyone got a table? Take the arrow keys and scroll up and down. Look, you can go anywhere on the table you want.
Oh, okay. It doesn't go back up. It doesn't go back up. It doesn't go back up. Look, mine doesn't go back up. Oh, everybody's still below.
Oh, you gotta have your cursor over on the X to go up and down. There, now you can go up and down.
Wow.
Yeah, guys, if you scroll over to the Y column with your cursor, it won't go up or down. It'll only go up or down if you're on the X.
Oh, wait.
So you can go over to the Y to look at your Y values, but then to look at the X's, you gotta go back. Any questions so far? Everything I just showed you is on that green sheet. So when you forget where a specific thing is, you can pull out that green sheet and take a quick look at it. All right? Here's the equation I want you to explore right now. I want you to explore well, let's do this. Why don't you grab a book? Grab a book. Wow, I didn't think that makes me happy.
I love that. I mean, like at school. Like if this was Zoom in my bed, it's great. I'm so excited.
Come on, let's go. Hurry. Shouldn't take this long to grab a book.
Good. I'm all the way over here.
Page 16. Wow, really?
Page 16. Page 16.
Page 16. Problem 27. Now, a couple quick comments. Everybody listening? Question A, describe the graph completely. I expect you to use the mathematical language that we came up with last week. So you'll flip back through your notes, you'll see that you highlighted it. Because I told you to highlight it, right?
No.
Everybody nod. Look like a whole classroom full of bobbleheads. Good. Question number B. What window setting allows you to see the complete graph? you will need to discuss with your partner what a complete graph might be, because we know that parabolas go up forever. Complete graph can't be the whole thing, because we'd have to stay late. So clearly, complete graph means something other than every single point on the parabola. Discuss what that means
-3.
as you're working your way through this question, okay? Go.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, it's -3. That's a.
Why do you have to?
Oh wow, error.
Yeah, you keep stuck through there. Start. Or did you not put in?
That's all I need. That's all I know that I need.
Oh, we should probably put in. I don't know. I put in the new one.
Oh really? You're supposed to do. Oh. No, I'm looking at this.
Why?
Why are you looking at this? Wait, so, what window? I don't know.
The window button?
Yeah.
Oh, what window the setting though? Probably what, 10? 10?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess the word. I'm just waiting for class. 7 minutes. We got this.
Too many zeros.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Are you gonna do that practice today?
Yeah.
How many practices have you gone to?
One.
Really? You need to start going.
I was sick last week.
But you need to start going.
I was sick last week. I was supposed to practice, so I was sick.
You were the week before last week.
The week before last week.
Were you sick?
Oh no, I had to get my physical. And
All right, let's stay focused on the questions.
so.
I don't know how to answer this question. Press plus for the weird triangle thing.
Yo, let me see.
For B?
Yeah, Andy, you're.
I'm sorry, because I did it. I believe in.
I said, it's up. Yeah.
I thought he just said the answer B. I didn't know we had to answer the thing.
I got it. It's the Zoom.
What?
You can zoom it in so that you can see the whole thing.
Oh, whoa, I think I got it wrong.
That's what mine looks like, but mine's the other way around.
Window? Oh, yeah, that's still set at 100.
Do
That's
10.
supposed to be 10.
Oh, yeah. And then you just push back.
It's not working.
Oh, what the heck?
Wait. Window.
Oh, where is
What
that?
else did I- what did I do? Can you click the
Oh,
window?
that one, the 0. So I mean, that's supposed to be 1.
We want.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Oh. Go to your Y table.
What are you doing?
I'm looking at your.
Oh, it's supposed to be -2.
We have some negative 2 there.
What?
Oh, now you're just like pausing.
There, stupid thing.
Okay. So you're saying that this parabola stops at
Graph.
Well, yours looks different though.
Window.
Pick which one looks different.
You
I mean-
click window. I think our window knows.
No, it's the same. It's supposed to be the same.
That's right.
What's your freaking thing?
Negative. What's my thing? Oh, look what you did wrong.
Oh, is mine number 2? Is that okay?
No, look at mine. It's like yours. You didn't go ding ding wrong.
It is.
How about this?
No, but you didn't.
Oh, I was supposed to say it was ended.
You didn't go click.
Oh, I just quit all of it. It's sad.
Oh.
Can't do it.
You're working on that still? Okay. Sounds good. How we doing here?
I need to go along.
Okay, now let's transfer our handle information to our paper information. Go.
Ours are very different.
What's wrong with your graph, baby?
I don't know if there's anything wrong with it.
Oh, no, this
I did Zoom today.
Or does he just have a different window?
I use different videos. I use Zoom 6.
How we doing?
Why use, wait, what's this?
Zoom fit. And you're not.
Oh, Zoom good.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. You're still, hey, that's our. Zoom.
But he has different.
All right, guys,
I put the same window.
I need everyone's attention. Listen over here. Not talking. They're waiting. They're waiting. Hang over here. Okay. I need my calculators back on my desk. Not yet. I need all books immediately back on that shelf. I need homework keys passed to the left and forward so they end up at Aaliyah. Go.
I assume you're done. Time to go home. Go fishing.
If you do not have a graphing calculator, you're gonna need one pretty soon because homework tonight requires that you use your graphing calculator.
Wow.
Well, I didn't say a week and a half ago that you needed to have a graphing calculator. And I did say that absolutely positively starting this Monday, we were gonna be using our graphing calculator.
What do you want from me?
Did you say left?
Yes.
You know, I wanted to go to say-
I was gonna.
All right, now graphing calculator is gonna go on my desk. Excellent. That key's gonna be over by Leah. Excellent. That phone should not be out of your backpack because you're in my classroom. Right?
Yeah.
Always. All right.
No.
I'm always hopeful that after these, I will still have 7 calculators on my desk. Not because I think anybody would intentionally take my calculator, but it's so easy to be packed it up and shove everything in your backpack and rush out the door, then I'm like, hey, where'd my calculator go? Hi. Yes. Go onto your Chromebook and type in TI calculator emulator and see if one pops up. There may be an online TI graphic calculator and then you can use it for the homework. No. And I thought of it.
Oh, this
I would have said that before everybody left.
Oh, do you need information? Yes. All the homework and everything.
Oh, yes. Hang on, I got it on my check sheet over here.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember how many I had at the beginning? Oh, there's the other one, 7. I had 7. Wait, this is a yellow one. This isn't even mine. Somebody returned their school calculator. Somebody else didn't return one of my calculators. Oh. Okay, sorry, Carander.
So this is the first one. I have to do it on your side.
That's fine.
Couldn't find mine.
That's fine. So first homework, good.
And then that's.
1, 2A, good.
That's the other one.
1, 2B, good.
And then that's the
Function notation, excellent. So the only thing we still need to do is the quiz.
Yeah.
So you let me know when you want to do it tonight.
Sure. Yeah.
I will open it right now so that it will be available to you.
All right.
Oh, I'm really mad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm counting them again. I'm missing a calculator after I made such a big deal. Please make sure you give me my calculator back. And somebody just wasn't listening, put all their stuff in their backpack and rushed out the door.
Yeah, maybe train it tomorrow, so swap out.
I hope, but then I forget is the problem.
She's really good at that.
Awesome. All right, 6th period algebra. Open for a particular student. We'll open it for Carnville. This was here. I wonder if Daniel would remember to take it if I open it, because he was absent. I'll send that an email. By the way, school emails supposedly been fixed. You can now get school emails.
Yeah.
Apparently, Peyton was here. Emily and Heather. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.